Good morning, everybody. Fozzie here. Hope everybody is definitely having a great start to their day. Definitely being grateful and thankful to see another blessed, beautiful new day. Wanted to come to you today to continue to inspire, empower, encourage you all to be great, to work towards becoming the best version of yourself, and truly showing gratitude. Showing gratitude for this day. Definitely having a mindset where it's truly open. Good morning, Andy. Thanks for joining. Good morning, Andrew. Thanks for joining. Having a mindset where you are open to learning, you are open to growing, you are open to expanding your life. Not just, barely making it on a day-to-day basis, or just struggling or being mediocre or just barely getting by, but to be able to just really decide that today is the day that you're going to be different. Today is the day that you're going to take initiative and hold yourself accountable and ownership of your life. Today is the day that you are going to step outside of your comfort zone and do things differently than you usually and regularly do. Because we were born and created to be dynamic. We were born and created to do some extraordinary things. But if we keep on a day-to-day basis, keep being mediocre, keep doing the bare minimum and thinking that we are going to really get ahead that way, we will always be in this place of lack. We will always be in this place of doubt. We will always be in this place of fear. We will always be in this place of uncertainty because we never take the risk or take the chance. Assalamu alaikum, Rahim. Thanks for joining. We will always do that. That will always be the case. And we will resent ourselves because we didn't decide to take that next step. Just take that first step. Take that first step and decide that, okay, I got over that and it wasn't that bad, so let me continue to keep going. And let me start to work towards including this inside of my lifestyle on a day-to-day basis. One thing that we have to understand, that things that are free, they are of no value. Things that are just given to you, you are not having an appreciation for. You're not growing in any kind of way when things are just given to you that are of value. Good morning, Ariel. Thanks for joining. I love to encourage people to be able to really make a self-evaluation and really understand the dynamics of the hardship of where it is that we're going. It's just really important that we personally see our own personal value and we continue to cultivate that from the inside out, not trying to look for validation from somebody else or for people to accept us or to try to fit into this, thing that society continues to portray and tell us this is how we're supposed to look, this is how we're supposed to sound, this is how we're supposed to dress, this is what we're supposed to do, and if you don't look like this, you're an outcast or you're a black sheep or you're this or that. But that's where self-love and self-care comes in. That's where confidence comes in. That's where, you are becoming a lot more subconscious about who you are as a person. Not worrying about everything under the sun and what everybody else is talking about, how you should be, but for you to be able to take that personal ownership and go and do the things that you personally want to do to fulfill who it is that you are, to become your best version. Good morning, Talisha. Thanks for joining. So we have to be able to, as a people, every single day ask ourselves, are the things that we are doing every single day helping us get us closer to where it is that we want to go? Not just for your goals and dreams, but for yourself, point blank period. We have to invest in ourselves. We have to understand that investing in ourselves is the best thing that we can possibly do for self. Not sit around and talk about and complain about, why this is in my life is this way and why this is in my life is that way. Because you're not deciding to take your foot out of your comfort zone. You want to put one foot inside of your comfort zone and you want to have the other foot out, And then mentally you're putting limitations on how you think, how you see things, how far you can go. Because this is how your mindset is set up. This is how you have set your mindset up to. There's no faith, there's no belief. You hope, praying, and wishing that something great would happen. But understand, God doesn't change the condition of a people until we change the condition of ourselves. Until we decide that we want more and better in life, not in life, we will always be running behind the 8 ball, doing the same things over and over again, and getting the same type of result because we're not deciding to take that leap. We're not deciding to take that chance. We're not deciding to take that risk. Because we're afraid. We're afraid of the outcome. We're afraid that we're going to fail. We're afraid that, it's going to hurt. We don't want to go through pain. We don't want to go through all these different types of, things and experiences that are going to change us in a way, either in a good way or a bad way. But our mindsets have to be open to be able to receive the data and the information in order for us to be able to take it in and utilize it in a good way or in a not so good way. So continuing to, have a broke poverty mindset mentality, a mediocre way of doing anything and everything and thinking that, I should have this great, amazing outcome, it's just not it. It's time to self-evaluate again. We have, 3 more months in this year. Can you really honestly ask yourself, have I really accomplished what it is that I set out to accomplish this year? Or did I just do the New Year's resolution thing for January and then I just folded from there? From there on, it was just a whole bunch of procrastinating. Just want to be transparent. I went through a lot of different types of things, ups and downs this year. And I definitely continuously are in transition of evolution and expansion. That's where my mind is, continuously learning new things, continuously growing myself, continuously growing my mind, continuously helping, encourage, and inspire the masses to be able to do the same thing, to go above and beyond, because we have the ability. We don't need to look outside of who it is that we are. We don't need everything, all distractions on the exterior for us to be able to level up and elevate. We need to dig deep within. We need to be a lot more subconscious about who we are, a lot more subconsciously aware of what we're doing every single day and how that's leading to where it is that we're going, if anywhere. So it's just really important that we stop procrastinating, point blank period. Stop procrastinating. Stop blaming why you're not where you want to be because of everything else under the sun, versus taking that and holding yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Stop being weak-minded. Stop thinking that you can't do it. If you have never tried anything new, you can't assume that you don't know that you won't be successful or you can't grow in it. Stop assuming the worst before you assume the best. Thank you for joining, Miss Jackson. Good morning. We as a people, we have to truly love on ourselves. We have to care for ourselves. We have to cultivate our mindsets. We have to open up our mindsets to be able to receive greatness. We have to be able to show gratitude. We have to be able to give thanks on a daily basis. We have to be able to put ourselves in positions to be able to learn and grow and expand on a day-to-day basis. Not just when we feel like it, or not when everything is right, or not when everything is not right. But for us to be able to really evaluate our whole entire life in the situation as to what we're going for. If we're going for our goals, if we're going for our dreams, how are we going to execute those things? Are we going to talk about, oh yeah, this is what I want to do and this is really exciting and and then that's where we stop? Or do we really get excited, on a real deeper level, and we really create that environment in order for us to be able to execute as to where it is that we're going to go. You want to go after your goals and dreams, you want to be able to do something new, you have to be able to definitely have that idea, and then you have to write it down, and then you have to really structure your plan of action as to where the action is going to go, what the time slots are, how much time are you going to spend on this, how much time are you going to spend on that, or are you going to wait to a whole new year and you're going to talk about, oh, the New Year's resolution this and New Year's resolution that, and nothing happens because you're just talking. You're just talking about all the things that you want to do, but you're not actually living and being as to what it is that you want to do. So life is not rocket science. Life is what we make it. Life is what we put into it. Life is what we speak, breathe, and think it. That's what life is. But until then, we will continue to keep running behind this 8 ball with this snowball effect, doing the same things over and over again. Assalamu alaikum, Khadija. Thanks for joining. We'll be doing the same things over and over again, day after day, week after week, year after year, month after month, year after year. We'll be doing the same thing over and over again. Why? Because we have not decided that we want to personally change and make that commitment to ourselves to level up. It's too hard, it's too difficult, oh, I have to pay so much, it's so expensive, it's this, it's that. We go through all these different types of extremes, but when it comes to doing something mediocre, we're jumping on the mediocre train. We don't read, we don't do anything. We just know that it's good. We just assume the best, and it could be the worst. And this is and that should tell you a lot. Like, if you think like that, it's time to work on making a shift. And it's time to work towards gradually including action inside of your life on a day-to-day basis. Because you're not going to get ahead by being mediocre. You're not going to get ahead by doing the bare minimum. You're not going to get ahead by, well, hopefully wishing and, you know, praying to God that God will solve all your issues, because that's just not the case. That's not what's going to happen. You know, pay attention, open up your eyes, ears, and mind to the signs of what the Creator is showing you, and know that through difficulty, we get blessed through difficulty. With every test, there's a blessing. So you have to pay attention, not just, you know, be so overwhelmed with difficulty and how difficult it is and how tough it is and what the worst thing that's happening, but to be able to just really make an evaluation of the difficulty that you're going through. Like, why am I going through this? What am I going to learn from this? What kind of strength am I going to gain from this? You know, these are the questions that you have to ask yourself versus just jumping the gun into the word, oh, woe's me, the sky is falling, why is all this happening to me? And these are the extremes that we go through and that we take versus really, you know, making a self-evaluation and saying, you know, this is the route that I want to go, and this is why X, Y, and Z is happening to be able to really make that mental shift, to be able to match that up with a physical shift, and we can be cohesive with that. But if we consistently just be a whole bunch of talk and that's all we're doing, and we think that we're going to get by because, you know, eventually time is going to pass by and eventually things are going to change. Like, time can change and nothing can happen. Nothing can grow because we're not cultivating the situation. Thank you, Miss Harris, for joining. Good morning. We're not cultivating anything. We're just talking about how excited we are and, you know, how great this looks and how we want to do that. But we're not actually being hands-on with what it is that it's a requirement in order for you to be able to really see the process. In order for the process to be able to progress, you have to be able to be hands-on in some way, shape, or form. You just can't be a whole bunch of talk and think that things are just gonna come about and happen, because that's just not the case. You know, it's just not. So I just want to continue to inspire, encourage you all, because you can't motivate anybody. You can't motivate anyone to do anything that they don't want to do, even though they know that it's necessary. Even though that's something that they know that needs to happen in their life. You can't make anybody do anything. You can only, you know, show them the system, give them the tools. You know, show them how it works. You can show them you can talk to your face turn through, but you know, motivation is like a spark. You know, you see it, you feel it for a moment, and then it's just like it dies down after a while. That's why you have to continue to you have to create a daily plan in order for you to be able to keep that momentum going. Not just think that, oh, I'm super excited, everything's gonna be great, and then, you know, when stuff dies down, it's just like, well, what happened? You know, you personally have to be the one to be able to keep that light and that, you know, that fire burning within you, you know, with that continuous day-to-day action. You know, thank you, Kumbas, for joining. Assalamualaikum, Mr. Hasina, thanks for joining. It's nobody else's job to change your life but yours. You know, God equipped us with everything that we need in order for us to be able to thrive in this life. But, you know, how society continues to, you know, give us everything in an instant, in the simplest, fastest, cheapest, freest, easiest way. And this is how we're enticed. We're enticed by the distractions of the world. And if it's, you know, easy enough, we don't have to go through any difficulty, we don't have to learn, we don't have to grow through anything, then that's the option that we're going to take. You know, and it's just unfortunate that we as a people, we have been conditioned mentally to be able to, you know, accept the less instead of really raising the bar for ourselves, raising the standard for ourselves in our life, and knowing that we deserve that. You know, we have the capability to be able to achieve anything that we want to achieve. We can step into anything that we want to step into, but if we're not taking the initiative and we have this worry and this lack in our mind, and this is where we're coming from, we will always come from a place of, oh, should I or shouldn't I, or we'll ask for validation from somebody. Oh, do you think I should do that? Oh, do you think I'll be great at that, or this or that? And this is how this is where we get stuck. This is where we get stuck. Good morning, Aretha. Thanks for joining. Good morning, Jean. Thanks for joining. I hope everybody's doing well. You know, this is where we get stuck, because we don't believe, we don't have faith. You know, we want to see it to believe it instead of believing it to see it. We have to believe it in order for it to manifest. So we are reversing it, and we just think that, oh well, if I don't see anything, ain't nothing we're gonna work out, ain't nothing gonna happen. And this is our mentality. We want everything to happen quick, fast, in a hurry, and we are not understanding the dynamics of foundation building. You know, everything in life I pull messages from, you know, and it's only God that gives me this ability to be able to do this. It's not me. I don't take credit for this. You know, everything that I do every single day, I give the praise and the credit to God, because, you know, how amazing God is just so amazing on so many different levels, you know. So everything that I do, I always come up with some type of strength, or I pull a message from it to be able to share, or just take it in, to be able to digest and say, hey, you know, I'm happy that I definitely did come in contact with this, or I was able to, you know, have that experience for me to be able to learn and grow from, and for me to be able to also make a connection in life, or maybe pass it down to somebody. You know, you never know why we are connected with certain types of people. You know, you never know why you go through certain type of experiences, and you never know why God puts us in certain type of circumstances. You never know. So don't be so quick to avoid the mission. Don't be so quick to abandon the opportunity. Don't be so quick to say, oh, that's not for me, or I can't do that because of this, because of that. Have faith and believe, and know that God is going to give you exactly in direct proportion as to what you need. You know, don't always desire the mediocre of things in life. Always look and pull from the essence of who you are. Okay, how are we going to start this? You know, how are we going to, you know, lay this foundation to be able to have stability? You know, how are we going to structure this? Okay, what's the plan? You know, how are we going to come up with solutions, becoming more solution-minded versus just responding and reacting? You know, some kind of situation happened. You know, I had to go to my son's school yesterday, and you know how I am. I'm, you know, approach the situation very peacefully, very humbly, you know, and just speaking to, you know, the principal and the teachers and whatnot. And, you know, how I use words is very, it's not aggressive, but it comes across in a way as to, okay, you know what I mean, right? Okay, we need to get this done, right? How are we going to fix this, right? You know, that's how you have to definitely work towards utilizing your intellect. You know, don't just go jumping the gun, reacting, responding to something so aggressively in an anger manner, and, you know, just because you're upset, you're just reacting, responding in this kind of way. You're not really thinking about the situation before you approach it. You're just responding because, oh, maybe it made you upset, or maybe it made you feel this way, or maybe it made you angry, or whatever the case may be. But you have to take a step back with certain types of situations, and you have to analyze them before you go in. You know, and that's what I did. You know, I listened to everything, and then that's how I was able to come up with some type of solution, and, you know, things of that nature. Thank you, Aretha. Thank you. You're welcome. I hope everybody is definitely getting some value from this message. I hope everybody is definitely, Assalamu alaikum, Brother Graham. Thanks for joining. Inshallah, you are well. You know, I hope everybody is taking this value. You know, why I love to share value, why I love to share, you know, information, is to be able to help the masses learn. You know, I'm talking to not just one specific person, but I'm talking to so many of you. You know, you who are on here live, you who are going to watch the replay. You know, and going to share this message with your friends, with your family, you know, your network. And it's just really important to be able to share information, for us to be able to have that connection amongst one another in our communities, to be able to make people aware of becoming more aware. Okay, I didn't know about that. I just learned. Now I can pass this on to somebody else, you know, and I'm grateful to be able to do that every single day on a day-to-day basis. I feel compelled every single day to do what it is that I do, because I've learned through my own personal life experiences, and I've grown through my own circumstances and situations. And what I went through, I don't use as a crutch. I don't use as a sad sob story. I don't use as, oh, woe is me, the sky's falling, because I've been through some stuff, you know, and I use it as strength. You know, I use it as courage. I use it to be able to keep pushing forward, you know. So that's something to be able to Assalamu alaikum, Maisha. Thanks for joining. That's something that, you know, we all as a people should do. You know, just because you have a circumstance or a situation, or you maybe went through something tragic or whatever the case may be, don't use that as a crutch. Don't use that as the reason as to why you're not doing what's necessary that you need to do in your life at this present moment in time. Use that as strength and courage to be able to push forward. If you fell down, get back up, try again. Not say, oh, I did that before, so it's not going to work out. But approach it at a different angle and really educate yourself. Get a better understanding. That's the thing that so many people, we get mixed up in doing. We don't try again because our first attempt was a fail. And it wasn't a fail, it was just a learning curve. It taught us, okay, this is not the way to go. Now this is the way to go. Okay, this is what I want. This is how I want to go by it this time. You know, and this is what we have to put in our mind. We have to learn and we have to relearn. You know, we may have been taught certain things in a certain way, but now, you know, as you go through different stages in your life, you have to be able to decide on the key components that are going to really help you move forward. Not just stay stuck because, oh, you know, this is how our neighborhood is, or this is our community, or this. We have to really look beyond the mediocre in life. Like, seriously. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Farida. Thanks for joining. We do. You know? And we are all interconnected in some type of way, and we are all, when we make these connections, you know, when I meet people online or I meet people in person from online, it is really surreal. And then, you know, how people tell me, you know, what I do or what message they have heard to inspire them to be able to do X, Y, and Z, because I get messages on a daily basis, and, you know, people are telling me all type of stuff, and I'm just like, wow, you know, what if I decided to double back and not do what it is that I do every single day? You know, what if I decide that, nah, I don't feel like it today? You know, what if I decide that, you know, I want to be negative today? I am holding so many people back who are depending on what it is that I share every single day to be able to be uplifted, to be able to be empowered, to be able to really say, hey, and look at themselves in their life and say, hey, you know, I can do that. I got this, you know. Thank you, Siobhan, for joining. Assalamu alaikum. You know, so before you neglect what it is that you have within, before you say, oh, it's not for me, or it's too expensive, or it's this, or it's that, really make a full-fledged self-evaluation of your life, because you have to understand that people are relying on you, people are depending on you. You may not know who they are at this moment, but you have to understand and take the time to be able to every single day give praise and thanks to God. You have to be able to cultivate your mindset every single day. Cultivate, grow your mindset. Put the right things in. Put your thinking cap on. Put some great things in. Surround yourself with some great, phenomenal people. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Khalil. Thanks for joining. It's a must, and it's what has to be done. It's not something that, oh, I'm just going to think about it and see what pans out and, you know, hopefully. No, we have to come from a standpoint in life on a realistic level. We can't keep doing this mediocre bullcrap and think that things are just going to work out for us because we're us. Because that's not the case. That's not why God designed us. That's not why God created us. We have to understand the dynamics of our power. We have to understand. We have to wake up. Because if we don't, we'll keep walking around asleep. We'll keep walking around deaf, dumb, and blind. We'll keep walking around this way and thinking everything is gravy, and it's not. And trying to figure out why our life is not going the way it is, or why are we doing this, and why this happening to us, and why this not happening to us. It's because of your mindset, and it's because of your actions. It's because the things that you're running from, are the things that are going to help you elevate yourself, because this is what I ran from my whole life. I ran from public speaking my whole life. But when it all comes down to it, this is what God has given me to be great at. You know? And it just really, once I started picking up and paying attention to certain things in life and making the connections and the messages that I got from people every single day, so many things started to click for me. So many things started to click for me in my life, and, you know, I was just like, wow, you know, I ran from this my whole entire life, through childhood, through, you know, going through school, junior high, middle school, college. I ran from this thing my whole entire life. But then one day, God gave me the courage to be able to step out on faith and just do it. And I did it day after day after day. And I looked at every single video, and every single video really encouraged me. And it also made me see, like, wow, you can do this. And God continues to give me the courage every single day. God continues to, push so much knowledge and intellect through me to be able to share with you all, to be able to really help the world, because I'm not just going to say community, because, I see people on here from all across the world. There are people sometimes who literally stop me on the street because they saw a message from me. And I don't know who they are, but I know they're getting the message because maybe one of their friends shared it. And, it's just amazing to be able to inspire the world on that kind of level, because it's not just about me, it's about all of us. And we all have the capability to be able to be great on that dynamic level. But if we're not taking those risks, if we're not taking those chances, if we're not just stepping out on faith and really understanding our true essence and power, then we'll always be running behind the 8 ball. We'll always be struggling. We'll always have this mindset where we're coming from lack, poverty. We won't ever come from a place of riches. I'm not even going to try to figure out a different word to say it. That's what it is. We were created to live in abundance. We were created to have abundance. We were created to not struggle. We were created to live comfortably on the level and the lifestyle as to how we want to design it. But what the interruptions are the distractions that we entertain every single day. The interruptions are the negative thoughts that we tell ourselves every day. We continue to self-sabotage ourselves every single day. Instead of us taking whatever kind of time that we do have in order to be able to cultivate our mind and elevate ourselves, we waste time being distracted. We waste time binging on this thing, that situation that happened to us, or maybe somebody said something negative to us, or maybe somebody said something that was discouraging to us. This is where we funnel our extra time into, instead of really redirecting focus as to where we really need to put our focus on. What's really going to help us elevate from the inside out, Assalamu alaikum, Stefana, thanks for joining. Life is not rocket science, life is a journey, life is a learning experience, and life is something that we should definitely always give God the praise every single day, and we should learn something new every single day. We should look forward to learning something new today. We should seek the resources out, because there is no excuse as to how we can't get our hands on resources. There's a library, there's the internet, there's YouTube, there's just about anything and everything for us to be able to get knowledge from. But it's up to you to be able to reach out. It's up to you to be able to get up and get out and get it. Nobody's going to give you anything. Nobody's going to give you success. Nobody's going to give you results. Nobody's going to give you change. Nobody's going to give you anything. Stop having this entitlement of a mentality. Stop thinking that everything is going to be free and given to you. And get up and get out and get it yourself. Because just the same opportunity I have, you have the same opportunity. You have the same opportunity. But if you're not cultivating that, if you're not utilizing the resources that you have at hand, then you can't blame your life as to why it is the way it is, where it is the way it is. It's because of you, because you're not taking action, because you're sitting on the sideline, you're hanging on the fence talking about, oh, I can't do that because of this, and oh, I can't do that because of that. It's because of yourself. Good morning, Keisha. Thanks for joining. It's because of yourself, point blank period. It's not anybody else's fault, but yours. I have children, and it's not easy being a parent. Being a parent on top of a creative person, on top of a business owner, and sometimes it gets overwhelming. But being overwhelmed and being a parent, it just really inspires, encourages me to be able to bump things up to the next level. Not sit around and say, oh, what I don't have, where I can't go, what I can't do. But I'm pushing past the limits of the obvious of my life. And that's the thing. We as a people, we binge on the obvious. Oh, I can't do that because of this. But what type of solutions are we coming up with? How are we going to elevate our life? Are we going to sit around and talk about, why this is this way and why this is that way? Or are we gonna really make a self-evaluation of our life, and we're gonna see it as a whole, and we're gonna create our list as to how we are going to execute those things in life? Or we're gonna sit around and we're gonna twiddle our thumbs, and we're gonna wait for the right time, we're gonna wait for the right people, we're gonna wait for this to happen, we're gonna wait till the next 6 months, and we're gonna wait. Good morning, Gwendolyn. Thanks for joining. Know that whatever gifts God blesses you with, He definitely sees that you don't utilize them, He will take them from you. He will take them from you, He will bless somebody else with. That's real. It's not just a saying, that's real. You know, I'm definitely blessed to be able to have so many creative talents and abilities to be able to do so many different things and cultivate, to be able to continue to learn and perfect them, and also to continue to share them. You know, anybody can learn anything new. You know, it takes 21 days to regain a new habit. You know, and if you want to do something, you want to do anything, it doesn't matter what it is, you can learn it. If you commit to yourself, make a personal commitment to yourself, and dedicate some time towards adding to that thing every single day, alongside with what it is that you're already doing. It's possible. No? It's possible when you believe, when you have faith, when you put in the work, when you are consistent, and when you speak positively to yourself, speak life over your days, dreams, and goals on a daily basis. And when you match that positivity, that mindset with consistent, massive action, you will be able to see the progress. You'll be able to see things grow. You'll be able to see things change. But don't have a instant gratification, fast food mindset where you think that, oh, this needs to happen for me like right away, and if it don't happen for me, it's not for me, or it's not going to work. Don't have an attitude or mentality that way, because nothing is going to happen for you. Nothing is going to happen for you too. So I just wanted to come to you today and share that with you, encourage and inspire you all today, and just really you know, share some value. You know, I love sharing value. I love sharing, you know, solutions, benefits, things that can really help you become better and grow, and also help you share with others. So I just wanted to pop in on here. I hope everybody's definitely having a great Friday. And if you're not, decide that you are not going to let whatever is disturbing your peace, whatever is disturbing your day, to be able to, you know, spew throughout the rest of your day. Decide that you are going to encapsulate that negativity, and you are going to put it to the side, and you're going to keep pushing forward. You know, you're not going to binge on. Alhamdulillah, thank you, Siobhan, you as well. You are going to not binge on the negative situation that happened, you know, because if you do, then I mean, that's a choice. It's definitely a choice. You can decide to say, hey, even though I went through X, Y, and Z, I'm still going to have an amazing day. You can do that. It's a decision. It's not something that's just like, oh, it's so impossible. No, it's a decision. It's a decision to be positive. It's a decision to be happy. It's a decision to put in the work of, you know, whatever it is that you have to do, and that's it. It's not something that's just, oh, it's not, you know. And I mean, it's a part of life that we have to get into. We have to get back into. We have to stop thinking that the worst thing that can happen if we step outside of our comfort zone, if we're uncomfortable and it makes us feel weird and out of place. You know, when you step outside of your comfort zone and you feel that way, know that that's growth happening. That's growth happening. That's a good thing. That's not something that you should run away from. You should embrace that wholeheartedly and openly, you know. So I just wanted to encourage you all today and every single day to go against the grain of life. You know, write your goals list down. Write your daily action plan down. You know, tell your time where to go every single day. Not just waste a whole day being mediocre. Not wasting a whole day just doing whatever, and it doesn't help you cultivate where it is that you want to go in life. But for you to be able to get more intentional. Be intentional every single day, and you will be able to see the progress of the process. But if you are just coming from a standpoint where it's just like so mediocre, and you think that things should just happen for you because you just have this entitlement, arrogance, and you're not coming from a place where it's just like, okay, this is what we're doing today. This is the plan. And I'm sticking to the plan. Even if so many people don't see it and you're the only person who sees it, it's all good. it's all great. Continue to cultivate that plan. You know, sometimes in life we have to take different paths from people that we thought that were going to be down for us, or they were going to be there for us, or whatever the case may be. People, places, and things change. That's why we have to always keep God first in everything that we do, because God is always consistent. People, places, and things will always change. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope everybody's definitely having a great day. Definitely working towards becoming the best version of yourself, and truly, truly, truly loving on yourself, because you are truly valuable and you have all that it takes to be dynamic. You have all that it takes to do whatever it is that you want to do. Stop self-sabotaging yourself and stop self-sabotaging what it is that you want to do. If you've never tried anything new, you can't prejudge it. You can't assume that it's not going to work. You haven't tried it yet. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you all for tuning in, joining, and watching. Make sure that you do share this on your timeline. And if you are watching the replay, hashtag replay below. Make sure that you do subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm also on YouTube, and also have my my women empowerment session webinars starting next week. So I will definitely be posting the flyer below if you are interested in my webinar sessions twice a week. If you are interested, inbox me the information, and I can definitely hit you up with further details. So I hope everybody has a great day. Make sure that you do share this on your timeline. Make sure that you do step outside of your comfort zone today, because if nobody told you already, you are truly worthy of so much greatness. So I hope everybody has a great day, and God willing, I'll be talking to you a bit later. Have a great one.